Hi. I said I was gonna stop starting videos that way. Hi. But when it's a rant, it's a bit hard to focus on. The word evades my mind. Intricacies. You know what I'm trying to say. Hard few days, and I'm the long and short of where I've been is I've been in the lowest place of my life, and I'm sure it would resemble the lowest place of anybody else's life. It would look very similar. You wouldn't be able to do much, you wouldn't be able to go out, blah blah blah. Becomes a bit of a state. You don't really focus on tidying up. You can't focus on health as much as I've still maintained my healthy lifestyle, as much as it's not optimum. When I say healthy lifestyle, I mean where I have free will, I'll implement health. But that's where I have free will, and my mental health doesn't decide for me. But with developments lately, mostly my mind focusing and just trying to assess the situation, see what options I have and how to go forward. I put them into place, and for that reason I'm trying to now go back to something that resembles life. And this I mean, do you know what, to be fair, that my experience today was actually easy. It was actually easy compared to my life before. It was a walk in the park, it was a stroll, it was I could have almost had a holiday with today to how my life was before. But because of where I've been lately, and because of where I've been, it's been like it's been like unpleasantness in a different way. So where I was before, as I said, to go out and about, I'd shout walking down the street, and that's what happened today. I'm dealing with my body and my psychosis and mental health, and just trying to find anything that keeps me calm, focused, and able to just function enough to get by. But it's like I've not been here before, you know. I've not really wallowed in not being able to function as much as but basically life's been hard, and where I was fighting life before, I've sort of stopped and had a look at life and said, why, what the hell? I appreciate I've been fighting and getting up every day, but what I'm experiencing. Sorry, I'm trying to find somewhere to place the phone so I can focus even better. Where I've assessed my life and I've looked at it and I've seen that what the resulting causes are of me shouting in the first place is madness, and just taking stock of it has sort of knocked me for six, and it's as close to wallowing in self-pity as I've ever been. But if I'm a human being and I'm honest with the situation, it's just like, it's mind-numbing. If your mind's numb, how are you going to live? So that's where I say it's wallowing because of the situation. And now my mind is coming back into gear, and I'm having to go back into life, because I realise, and this is me actually talking through my own mind on camera. But I've realised, you know, in my world, I could well, even in a coma, I could well be in this coma for 90 years, 100 years in this world. And I'm not going to do anything silly like suicide. I've learnt my lesson there. So I'm not going to follow some Hollywood movie of Inception that tells you to commit suicide if you think you're in a coma or in an induced dream. I've learnt my lessons there for other reasons. But I'm well aware that life is hard and it can get harder. And as I said, today was a walk in the park compared to the past. But I guess I've got to find some new disabled level of interaction to life, because I can't seem accepting it, you know, without someone saying to me, look, Andreas, you know all that stuff you experience on a daily basis, you know, you walk down the street shouting, effing and blinding, you never hurt anybody, you never hurt yourself, but life really beats the shit out of you, and you're absolutely flabbergasted as to why. How can this be real when you're a human being and this is Earth, and this just doesn't make sense? If someone explained to me, Andreas, look, this is the reason, etc., for this, that, and the other, I'd say, well, okay, what am I going to do? That's the situation, you know? But where I don't know, and where society is still very ignorant, and their best concept of reality thus far is, oh, okay, this person's got troubles, he's ill, and because, well, he fell into the category of mentally ill first, he's ill in his head. Forget his body, whatever he says, he's ill in his head. But even a toned down level of what I was experiencing before, it's like, I'm here, and the toned down level of life is there, and there's a big gap, and I can't see how I'm going to get from where I am to a toned down level of where I was before without a miracle. So this is me saying it on camera. I'm having to realise, if I'm here for 90 years, 100 years, because that's my mind, you know, I could be immortal given the madness I've experienced. Immortality is a far more sane reality than a lot of other possibilities that are knocking on my door as I'm saying, look, we're here. Not that I believe them all, but that's what's happening. So I'm planning for the long haul, and I'm saying, right, I'm here for 100 years, and regardless if I understand what's going on or not, I need to get myself in gear, because it's a hard world out there. Nobody gives you anything, and well, I can't I can't be knocked out for 6 for any longer. I've used it for what it was needed for, and it's run its course, and now I need to move on and seeing the options available to me. I don't have much. I have to just accept that my life isn't pleasant. Life isn't pleasant to myself, to my head, to my circumstance. Figure out a way I can stand up to this pressure I'm under on a daily basis that's crippling. And I think it's got to be somewhere between this state of wallowing, that I'm saying wallowing so you can imagine what it looks like, as much as it's a lot more active and understanding of how crippling wallowing is in itself. So I've got to find a place somewhere between that and I mean, I said today was a good day to where I was before almost. So if I imagine a bad day, and a bad day is like, there's no reason why that isn't going to happen again. So I've got to figure out a way to get myself up. And I've got some things, but as I said, there's a big gap. And I'm going to call out some of the psychoses. You know what was I going to? I can't even. I can't even remember. I was going to call out some psychosis storylines that I believe you're all interacting with and making my life harder on a daily basis with through your interaction, and I'm sure you have your own reasons. And like me, you've just hit a wall and you don't have much choice. So if that's what's going on, you partake with them. But what am I going to do? Well, I'm just going to keep talking because I'm in an uncomfortable place, and I'm hoping if I talk enough, the discomfort in my body will go away, because it feels like I've got someone else in my fucking legs raping me at present. Sorry to be so graphic, but as I said, I believe on some level you're all aware of what that is going on. And when you're a virgin still, it's a bit of a fucking kick in the teeth. I tell you, being raped on a daily basis, on a mental health perspective and an energetics perspective. And I just, you know, to carry on in this world, to have the mentality to get up and experience this and to carry on for 90 years, 100 years, you've got to really shut yourself off to life. And I have, you know. I don't expect life again. Not in this world, not until I go back to my body in the real world and wake up from this coma. I'm just here to function, to keep my head down low, and to keep myself out of hospital and off medication. That's all I think about on a daily basis. I don't care about the suffering I experience in my physical body, as much as it's unpleasant, and I can fully see how I could enter levels of hell without the fear of medication being there. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's not a way to live. I'm not living. I'm not functioning. I mean, I'm functioning in the sense that enough is carried out and I'm programmed enough to focus on health. And from the outside perspective, that looks like functioning. But because I'm really dead on some level and I'm there programmed to focus on health, what it takes to implement that each time is in an abstract kind of way kills me. But then what am I going to do? Not focus on health and kill myself anyway? No, I've just got to rest in that I'm doing the right thing. And that's as far as it goes. Yeah, I mean, the level of pressure in my body is insane at present. I really need to scream. It's right on the level of rage. And this has been going on lately. And it's coming from my liver, you know? And it kills me. I can't go to a GP and say, look, doc, I've got problems in my body. And as far as I can see, the rage element is coming from my liver. I've come to you before and I've said, look, I'm in pain. I don't take painkillers. Can you help me find some other workable solution or that? And I've said it to hospital, A&E, consultants, blah, 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 and I've got nowhere with it. So the pain I've had to accept. And for that reason, I'm not going to go back and waste my energy saying, look, I'm enraged because of discomfort in my liver at present. That's where I'm experiencing it. It's not always there, I'm sure, but at present, past month, that's where I've been experiencing it. And I'm pissed off. It's like, what am I going to go to a GP for? To get the same answer? Oh, sorry, Andreas, you got pain, okay. You've got to take it slowly. You've got to go on painkillers first, but I don't take painkillers. And there's a million stumbling blocks in between the system, my pursuit of health along the way, the stigma of my mental health from the GP, my own mental health in terms of me communicating appropriately and presenting an appearance that provides the GP with enough confidence that I'm actually sane in what I'm saying, even though I can say to them all day long, I'm a previous alternative therapist, this is where my interest in my life has been for the last forever, since I was 20. So this is where my perspective on mind is. I've got training from, I've been over this, so. And I'm not blaming GPs. But when I know I've put in a simple request, that was a simple request, that could have saved me so much suffering this year, and when people were almost asking me what can we do to help, and I'm finding myself here, I realise it's not just the system. There's something sick with the people. There's something sick with us all. Yeah? Because the system is there, and when I make a simple request, that could easily fall in line within the system parameters, as long as an individual uses their mind to hear what I say, to then see the parameters and say, well, actually, you know, if I just do this, that, or the other, it can very easily fall in the parameters, and we're at a loss what else we can do for him, and he's pissing off all of his neighbours, and he costs the NHS money every time he goes to hospital, and we're asking him, what can we do? And I'm not complaining about anyone. All I'm saying is I'm sharing my perspective of life right now, and that's it. That's my intention, just to share. So if there are doctors and the like, I apologise. That it's not to put the NHS down. That's never been my intention with these videos. But I will complain because that's my honest perception of this shit. I am very biased towards the NHS. I'm very biased towards medication. I'm very biased, given my alternative health background, to a lot of things. And a lot of that comes across. There is gratitude, but in the right place, you know? Only in the right place. And there's always the perception to say, and the honesty to say, look, mate, I appreciate your authority within the world, and I appreciate the years you've spent studying and the amount of people that have walked in your door and you've helped, and I'm not isolating any individual, and this can be applied to all levels of society, and I respect you as a human, but I'm so programmed with my own fucking thinking. I look at you, and because I have to be honest, that's just the way it is. I've given up as to why. I am just honest with myself. I look at someone and I put them down because of what they're doing, you know? I think, how the fuck can you How the fuck can you stand there, all smiles and love, and care for somebody as if they're, you know, a lost child, when you're pumping them full of medication and you can see what it's doing to them? Or, you know, when you're offering them guidance about nutrition based upon a set system that you've been offered, you haven't dared to go beyond it. You know, same with exercise and all of these things. And I haven't. And I'm not perfect. And this is where contradictions come in. But I'm just stating my mind. That's all I've done. So I went for a walk, tried to get to Poundland to get a few cleaning items and dropped my MacBook off that my mental health broke somehow. I'm convinced I was sleepwalking and I woke up and I broke my laptop because I woke up one morning and it was cracked. No reason. Doesn't matter anyway. I've popped out and I can't go out for half an hour without shouting, man. It's like I was in Poundland and this guy, red. He was wearing red and he was just a bit weird in his walks, and my sensitivity to energy picked up that he was being a bit funny, and maybe that was it. That's all that really needs to, considering how much of a state I'm in, that I fell apart. You know, the ordeal in my mind to get myself up and out, and then to find someone being a bit funny, wearing a red colour, when the last time I went out, it was exactly the same thing. And I wasn't in a bad place then. You know, it was like late night shopping, or chilled, relaxed. That on that occasion when it happened. But today it was just like all I needed was a little someone being a bit funny, and I fell apart. This isn't helping me in any way. I'm standing here trying to get away from this fucking rape in my body. And I've stated it earlier this year. And I don't know what to do. How can I experience this on a daily basis as if someone's kicking me in my fucking arse, raping my prostate, to soften me? But when they realise the level and complexity of the situation of my fucking life, to do it that way, without any fucking explanation, is insane in itself. That is the mental health problem. This is the psychosis in my head. Every time I go to hospital, I always see somebody with a limp, yeah? And my psychosis has said, and it wasn't just hospital, this has been from my family, this has been other times. There's always someone with a limp, walks a bit funny. My psychosis has made a storyline that they've somehow got their legs shoved up my arse on an energetic basis to teach me a lesson so I can calm down because I'm so fucking ill. But how, when this is my life first, is that right? You know? Because when the energetic leg comes into my arse, it goes into my arse and then into my prostate. And when you get things going on with your prostate, you're in anxiety all the time, and I can't live there. You're on an edge. It's not a place to be. Plus your energy is getting essentially molested all the while. And I believe you all know this, and this is why I say it, but you might not, or you might not be able to admit it, which is the more likely scenario. So you can either listen or you can log off. You can just hear a madman, as I said, hopefully finding a bit of calm by putting himself out there in a state on Facebook. But I believe you all know. And whether you do or don't is irrelevant. But the confusion for myself, and maybe you can help on some sort of conscious level by sending me the answers, is I'm really confused, you know. And this is the absolute crux of my mentality as far as trying to connect to the world from where I am. I can't believe that if somebody's willing to interfere with my energy to heal me, then in my head it's got to be like, well, if that's the case, then, well, they've got to know everything. Because how can they not know my life first? How can they not know my past? And how can they not know who I am? How can they not be holistic? You know, interacting with me on an energetic level. It's like someone finding a surgical knife and thinking, right, I'm a surgeon. Let's go and help people. It's almost like that mad. So I'm thinking, this person has a surgical knife that he can stick into my arse and prostate. For you to hold that knife and do that to me, you've got to be well trained. And when I'm talking about well trained, I'm not talking about cutting a person open, because you're dealing with energy and you're dealing with mind and you're dealing with sensitivity and levels that are beyond fucking the physical body. Therefore, you must know everything about me, more than I know myself. Now, in absolute sincerity, I can't understand why I'm having to experience suffering like this on a daily basis. Because it has been a daily basis. And I might get a couple of days off, and every, year, 2 years, I get 3 months off. So it's a daily basis. You must know everything about me more than I know myself. Not only that, you must know reality, full stop. Because I can't stand it anymore that I'm looking at my own life with absolute sincerity and trying to interrogate myself to find out where I'm wrong, because I'm having this experience to say, Andreas, you're wrong. Otherwise, what am I doing? You know? How can I be experiencing this level of discomfort by other energetic human beings that are claiming in my head? Because I can't believe it's all Fight Club out there. I can't believe I walk out the house and it's zombie land. What kind of world is this? Make that clear to me. All right, I'll leave. Fuck this. I'll go and live at sea. I don't want to be here. I'm serious. So in my head, this is healing somehow. And if it's healing, it just doesn't make sense. The gap between my sincerity to the interrogation of myself to where I'm wrong in this world and in my life to this as a daily experience. When we have the ability to communicate and speak. And if you're dealing with aspects of the mind, which that fucking would be, because you're constricting energy flows and the spine and kundalini and ingala and pingala, and I believe it's on these levels that it's working, because the left channel of my kundalini is fucked when this happens. My grounding through my left leg to earth is fucked when this happens. And I can't fathom that this is the best case scenario when we have the ability to communicate. You know, I went out and it was like, this guy said, right, this is like the situation in context. I went to Poundland, and this guy said, right, Andreas, I'm going to beat the shit out of you to heal you. I can't believe that. When he could have just turned around and said, look, Andreas, I hold my hands up. I know we're all spiritual. And what I was about to do to you in my knowingness isn't appropriate because I have the ability to speak. And through a few sentences, he can fuck my brain enough because, as I said, I'm on that much of a fucking... I'm sensitive at present. I'm trying to push myself to get back out there. And sure, I probably wouldn't listen to it for a few times until I knew I was safe to listen to that and able to integrate it. But if people persisted, when things were a bit calmer, I could hear. You know, I could hear and I could start to implement. And as I said, I interrogate myself. Try and find out where I'm wrong and why I'm experiencing this level of discomfort and what I can do with it. So I don't have to just say this is the world and I'm going to be here for 90 years suffering it. I'm trying to find out reasons. Because if I know that, right, this guy's doing this because he's actually ignorant. He's been taught about energy and he doesn't know. All he knows is that this should work. I've done it to 100 people before and it should work. If I knew that was the situation, he would give me some peace. Because then I'll turn around to him and I'll say, in absolute daylight, sorry sir, I know this might sound mad, but I have a mental health problem. Can I share something with you? It won't harm you in any way. And he might say yes or no. If he says yes, I'll say, I believe you're trying to heal me in some way. I know that sounds mad, but in a strange way, when you try and heal me, it's very unpleasant. And I believe the unpleasantness comes from a certain level of ignorance within yourself to that healing process. And all I ask is that before you do it to myself any further, or any other individual, you really assess your own awareness, of how much you know that's going to work. I thank you for your time for listening to me today. I know it might sound absolutely mad, but in some way you've helped me heal my mental health by listening to me today and letting me speak to you on the level instead of me shouting down the street, effing and blinding, offending people. So thank you very much, sir. But I can't because of the discomfort. Because in that moment, I know I've got another day, I've got a week, I've got 2 weeks of trying to get myself out of the discomfort. And because you've done it to me, there's a certain level of resentment to you. So before all of that starts, can we just speak, you know? It's like so much fucking easier if we're working on that level. That's where I'm at. I've distracted myself enough for this gentleman to rape my prostate enough for me to calm down, I think. But don't worry, I've been here for many years and I know the level of depression it adds to me. So thank you, sir. As much as in the moment I'm calm, I'm sure like it'll hit me in a few weeks' time when I realise how shit the world is. And the fucking rape stops. So I'm sure once you're... This is my life. I'm very ill. Thank you for listening. I hope you can see some sanity within my thinking. And I implore... No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm wishing on a miracle for that gap.